It's the R&B Show, the podcast dedicated to prep sports in the USA Today Network, Wisconsin area, and beyond. Featuring Ricardo Arguello.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, eating up all the food.
And Brett Christopherson.
He doesn't like you. I don't like you either. You just watch yourself.
Produced by Jim Rosendick.
The once great chef, now a study in muffishness.
And Trent Tetzloff.
He's a good kid. Capable.
And now, the best dang prep sports duo in Wisconsin. Here's Ricardo and Brett.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's right. The R&B Show, episode number 11 of our second season. It's the only podcast dedicated to high school sports in the Fox Valley. I'm your co-host, Ricardo Arguello. Sitting alongside with me, as always, is Brett Christopherson, both of USA Today Network Wisconsin. That sultry voice you heard at the start, that's Jim Rosendick. We call him Rosie. And don't forget about Trent Tetzloff. He's here, too, to round out our fearsome foursome. And Trent has a very important topic that we're going to get to later today, or later in this little promo piece I'm doing here, because he got to pick our fantasy draft.
He's
topic.
capable.
Very capable.
He's capable.
Here are some of the topics we're talking about here, just to run down. We're going to recap the WI playoffs, the state quarterfinal round involving our area teams, and also give a semifinals preview. Brett, I have the entire list here of the semifinal games through the 7 divisions, so we'll kind of look at those.
Level 4.
Level 4. Those words cannot be mentioned anywhere around here. But, yeah, previously known as Level 4, now it's state semifinal round. I was at state girls volleyball, watched both Kimberly and Little Chute unfortunately fall in their opening game, so I'll briefly recap that as well. And then I will be heading down to Wisconsin Lutheran College for the finale, Brett. The last time the boys volleyball tournament will be held at beautiful Wisconsin Lutheran College. One of my favorite things to cover, boys volleyball down there. I'm a little sad. But we do have Kimberly down there who really, I think, has a great shot of making it to the title game and maybe even coming home with some gold. So
is Kimberly in everything?
They seemingly in everything.
Sport.
Yes, they
Crazy.
are. They're incredible. And then to close out, we preview the roundtable with Kimberly Zach Olson and Little Chute's Isaac Van Derzen. Did I say that correctly? And then we got the fantasy draft. That's with Trent. And Trent, what's our topic, my friend?
Our topic today is favorite fast food restaurants.
Oh, I love this topic. Now
I
that's
don't,
a good topic.
I don't eat that stuff. I just eat salads and drink water.
Yeah, you do. Let's just say that every week or so, I always see you here with a certain item from a certain fast food place around here.
You do?
Many times, yeah.
When?
You kidding me?
I don't eat fast food here.
Okay, I won't mention.
You
I
must-
won't mention the name, but the initials are JJ. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah.
There you
yeah.
go. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
You're right. That would be fast food.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Absolutely.
I
So
gotta think
Giving
outside
them
the box.
ideas, Dan.
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be good. And remember,
right.
remember, Trent, my friend, I have the first pick.
Let me
I
just
do.
say, Kickin' Ranch is God's gift to such
Oh, be
sandwiches.
quiet. Let's wait till we get down there. All right. So anyway, let's recap the playoffs. And first off, we're up in Swamico this past Friday, Brett.
Yeah.
We saw Kimberly really kind of lay the hammer down on Bayport, 38-20, I believe the score was. Impressive performance by the Papermakers. You again seem to find your way onto Steve Jones's.
Again, I just made it.
You made it, but you will after this week, I'm going to guess as well.
might. I don't know.
So
We'll see.
how does it feel watching Kimberly take down Bayport there, my friend? It was an entertaining game, but Kimberly, boy, oh boy, they look tough.
Yeah, they looked tough. What was it, 38-20, I think it was?
Yes.
Or was that the final?
I want to say it was 38-20.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
38-20?
I have to go back
Yeah.
and look. All these games are kind of a blur now. It's just going by so fast. But it was a close game for a pretty good portion of the night. And then Kimberly taking advantage of mistakes, right? Bayport with a big fumble, I believe, in the fourth quarter, I want to say. And then Kimberly parlayed that into some points. And defensively getting stops. I think Bayport was getting nicked up. Some of their key guys were, I'm thinking like Isaiah Gash seemed to be a little bit hobbled. One of their linemen, I know, had to leave the game. He was hurting a little bit, and Kimberly's defense stiffened when it had to, and offensively, boy, the three-pronged passing attack. We're kind of used to seeing Kimberly as a. Is it fair to say ground and pound?
Yes.
over the years
They've had outstanding rushers. I agree.
yeah, and multiple guys who can run the ball, and they still do. But it just seems a little bit more dynamic as far as the passing game with Zach Lechner, Trey Tennyson, of course, Connor Winnick, and then Cody Starkle, who's grown up before our very eyes and become an elite quarterback. So hats off to Kimberly. I know I picked Bayport in a coin flip game because it was in Swamico, and the atmosphere there Friday night was like a high school. It was
It's
like
going to be nothing compared to what's happening this Friday, though.
This is times like 100 coming up, and that was hyped. We had huge numbers. I know Rosie and I were talking about that from our live stream, and I think we're going to have record numbers on Friday night. But Kimberly doing what Kimberly does. They again make you pay for your mistakes, and 38 points against a stout Bayport defense. Though, credit Steve Jones and that staff. They attacked the Pirates' weakness, which was the back end of the defense, a defense that was missing a couple of key guys in the secondary. So they saw some mismatches, and those receivers, Ricardo, were getting open all night long.
Yeah, they were. It's an unfortunate ending for Bayport. I mean, they always seem to run into some of the powers of the VFA in that way to end their season, at least in the postseason, I should say. Another game that took place, Brett Littleshoot taking it to Wrightstown. Before we talk about these semifinal matchups, I thought Littleshoot looked, or I didn't see them, but from what our correspondent was there, was it Oscola? I want to say was at that game. I mean, they look great, right? Our Littleshoot taking care of Wrightstown.
Yeah, and what did I say on this very show, guys? It was going to be a 2-touchdown victory, and
yes,
it was
a
2-touchdown victory.
Copernicus over here.
Wow.
28-14. Mustangs were up, I think, 28-zip at one point. Was not surprised. We just saw them a few weeks ago, and Wrightstown, a nice team, but I think Littleshoot clearly the better of the two squads, and the fact that they played so recently, we talked about it numerous times that it bode well for the Mustangs. They weren't going to be fooled into the Tigers' passing game that kind of surprised everybody on Week 9, how they were able to kind of sling the ball all over the field. So, boy, they got Littleshoot's got a very stiff test coming up against top-ranked St. Croix Central. We'll talk about that here in a little bit as well, give our predictions. But it's going to come down to the weather, I think, in D4 or Level 4, I mean. And is it going to be cold? Is it going to be windy? Is it going to be snowy? There's even forecast calls for maybe a couple inches of snow on Friday night. So
They're going to be just fine.
Well, we'll see.
They're going to be just fine.
George Tuttle here, if that's really your name, George, says, Brett, please keep picking against Kimberly. I must be a good luck charm, huh?
Ta-ta, Tuttle.
Thomas Salm also says Littleshoot and Kimberly wins at state.
Yeah, well, here, let's run down these semifinal matchups, and I'm going to get all of our predictions, okay, guys? So we're going to have to go through this kind of quick, all right, gentlemen?
All right.
All right, so in Division 1, we have Kimberly versus Fond du Lac at Titan Stadium. Brett.
Well, you're going to put me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, I made...
Listen, Steve Jones.
He must be a listener of the podcast. We appreciate
Maybe
you, Steve.
he's George Tuttle.
Yeah. Maybe he is, yeah. Listen, last week was a coin flip game. This is a coin flip game as well. Week 1 was a 31-28 victory by Fond du Lac on a last-second, 1 second remaining field goal that snapped Kimberly's state record 70-game winning streak. Fond du Lac has proven that they can beat Kimberly. Kimberly, while since week 1 has gotten a lot better, right? They've grown exponentially. So has Fond du Lac. And I just think Fond du Lac has a little bit more speed, a little bit more home run threat. I still think it's going to be a 3-point game. Kimberly, I'm sorry to say this, but I think Fond du Lac's going to state.
Okay.
Am I going to get on Steve Jones's bulletin board
Okay.
again?
You picked
This
Fond du Lac.
is nothing against Kimberly, but Fond du Lac is really good too.
Okay, and here's why I'm going. Well, first off, I stuck with Kimberly from the start because I picked them to win the whole thing. This is when it's come down to, Brett, I completely agree with you on all your whatever points that you just made. I agree with because I think very highly of Fond du Lac. Here's what it's going to come down to, and kind of with the same kind of thing with Bayport. Fond du Lac, maybe more so than Kimberly, has been prone to a mistake, a fumble, a key penalty in a situation. I think Kimberly, they force the opposing team to play so perfect that it actually works against that opposing team because they have to play perfect, maybe a little tight. We've seen it happen in the previous playoff games between these two teams where Fond du Lac has. I just think Fond du Lac is going to make that critical error. This is nothing against the Cardinals. They're an outstanding team. That roster is scary.
Yep.
There's a lot of juniors on that roster too, and they're going to be a great team next year. I just think Kimberly right now is playing Kimberly football the way we have seen the last 5 seasons. I'm picking them to win. So, real quick, Rosie.
Right. That is what this game is.
Yeah. This is a tough call, but I think this is Fondy's year. They've been so close so many times. They've had the mistake, the fumble, the penalty, this and that.
Okay.
I think this is the game that they get over the hump.
Okay.
I mean, nothing but absolute love for Kimberly and Coach Jones, but
Agreed.
I think this is what it comes down to, and I think your final score is 38-35.
Okay.
Fondy.
Whoa, that's a big score.
Here's what I'm going to say before, and Trent, please weigh in on this if you can. I think the winner of this game wins the whole thing.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I do too, and I think that's going to be the same in D4. I think that's the state championship.
Well, let's get
game.
to D4 in a little bit. We're talking about D1 right now.
Stop it.
Trent, your pick, my friend. So Rosie goes with Fond du Lac. Brett goes with Fond du Lac. I go with Kimberly. Trent.
I think I have to go with Kimberly here.
Okay.
Kimberly's been here one too many times. They know how to do it.
Well, that's a good point.
Fond du Lac,
Yeah.
Fond du Lac just doesn't have the experience that Kimberly does in these big games like this.
Okay.
I think that's a great point.
That's great
Yeah,
analysis.
it's a really good point.
I concur.
I get, guys. But it's a coin flip game. It's
I don't disagree that it isn't.
It's going to be that close.
Yeah.
I think, and the hype going into this one. Have we seen anything like
No.
this in recent state history?
This is going to be
No. This is
amazing.
gonna
Now
be
we're going to be
nuts.
there. Trent, are you going to try to make it down there, or are you going to be watching it live on?
I'll be watching live.
Okay, attaboy.
It's gonna be
Maybe I'll
cold.
chime in with some comments.
It's gonna
Okay,
be really
good
cold.
stuff.
It's going to be really cold, so watch our live stream.
Yeah.
Hey, is Josh Jones going to be there? He said he was going to. Or
You know
he's
what?
thinking about it.
I think Josh Jones was being
Nice.
kind of nice about
So
it.
what? Shoot him a text. Say, hey man, love to have you
Listen.
down here.
Yeah.
The press box is heated. Come on down.
I'll see what he says, but you know what? The Packers also have a quick turnaround. They have to play the Seahawks right away Thursday night. So I think I think he's got a little, especially now with Jermaine Whitehead getting booted out of Titletown. His role has just
All right.
expanded. So
Whatever.
I think he's got more important things to do.
All right, let's quickly do the other Division I semifinal. These are a couple of teams that have had success. I know Marquette for one. So it's Marquette versus Muskego at Arrowhead. I just need a pick. Marquette or Muskego, Brett?
Muskego.
All right, I pick Marquette. Rosie.
Marquette.
Okay, hold on. I got to put that down. So Ricardo and Rosie with Marquette, Brett with Muskego, and Trent.
I'm going with Marquette.
Okay. Trent goes with
Whatever,
Marquette.
guys.
All right, Division II. Hey, it's our team there. The team that I
suddenly it's your
undervalue.
team now.
Yeah, no, I told you I was getting on the Marshfield bandwagon last
Oh,
year.
yeah, here we
I,
go.
I ate my crow. It was delicious. Delicioso. Marshfield versus Homestead at Menasha. Ooh.
Homestead.
Okay, Brett. Brett goes with Homestead. Okay, and I will pick Marshfield because
Now he's picking the Tigers.
yes, I am picking the Tigers. I'm on board the Tiger train, baby. So Rosie, real quick.
I got Marshfield.
Yes, I know you would, Rosie. Rosie's a fan of the Tigers. And Trent?
I'm going to go with Homestead for the fact that they've been here before.
Okay,
They've
very
done it.
true.
Yep.
Absolutely. Those are very sound.
Marshall's had some success.
Very
back
sound
in
picks.
the-
That was a while ago, but Homestead was a little more recent,
Yeah.
though. I
Whoever
believe.
meets Wanakee, though, it's probably over after that.
Homestead and Arrowhead used
Yeah.
to be. Aren't they in the same conference, or they used to be, or they played
What
each
was
other?
that?
Homestead and Arrowhead.
Oh yeah, that was a
yeah.
while ago.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that was years back.
Yeah.
I will say this though. Someone, and I think one of you two mentioned it. There could basically be a sacrificial lamb to Wanakee, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's the other semifinal: Brookfield Central versus Wanakee. Brett. Pat Rice's Wanakee Warriors.
Is that Jed Kennedy's team?
Yes, Jed Kennedy's
I'm going
Brookfield.
with Brookfield Central.
Wow. Okay.
They were in it last year.
Okay. Well, I'm going with Wanakee.
I'm going with Wanakee.
Okay, Rosie, and then Trent.
Go Wanakee again.
Okay. All right, Brett.
Good. I'm the one going rogue
Okay.
today, baby.
All right, interesting. No, I like this.
Yeah.
Division 3. Hey, those are our boys, the Phantoms of West De Pere. Oh, they're playing Rice Lake at DC Everest. Brett, we've been to DC Everest. Nice facility over there. Too small of a press box. But Rice Lake versus West De Pere. Brett, who do you have?
I think actually this is going to be a closer game maybe than you think, Ricardo, but
Okay.
I do think West De Pere
Okay.
wins. But Rice Lake, man, they've got good athletics.
I don't. They don't have a Bednarik anymore. You know that, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't a factor in football.
Yeah, well, he did play, though. He stretched the
little
field.
bit.
I remember that
Little bit.
championship game. Okay. Well, Brett's going West De Pere. I say West De Pere by 10 points. So I'm going with West De Pere. Rosie?
West De Pere.
All right. Rosie picks West De Pere and
I'm
Trent.
going to be the oddball here. I'm going to take Rice Lake.
Okay. All right.
I would not be surprised.
Nothing
to
wrong
see
with that.
happen.
Rice Lake, they're a legit team.
They are.
Okay, and the other Division 3 semifinal, Catholic Memorial
Catholic
versus New
Memorial.
Berlin Eisenhower at Kettle Moraine. Brett, Brett's already for Catholic Memorial. I also picked Catholic Memorial to be in the title game. I picked them to win it all, so I got to go with them as well. So Rosie,
Catholic Memorial.
okay, and for Trent,
I concur.
okay, so that's a sweep there.
By the way, George Tuttle thanking me for picking Fond du Lac.
Yeah.
And Wendy Reed coming in saying,
Hi, Wendy.
don't forget to vote for Coach Steve Jones and the U.S. Cellular Most Valuable Coach online.
Okay,
So there
thank
must
you
be
for that,
something going on
Wendy.
there.
We will remember that. So in Division 4, here we go.
Little Chute St. Croix Central.
Little Chute St. Croix Central at Stanley Boyd. Our guy, Mike Sherry, is going to be there. He's going to travel all the way out there.
Burr.
But you know who won't travel out there in a car is your son.
No way.
That's right. You shot it down.
Well, my wife and I combined on that. But
No, it's a good pick.
there's
Good
a
sound decision.
Okay, he goes to Little Chute High School. He's a senior there. And by the way, before people get on me, because this used to happen back in the day. Oh, you go to Little Chute, you can't cover stuff. Well, first of all, I'm not from there. Secondly,
No.
I have to live somewhere.
He has to
and
live
my
somewhere.
kids have to be in some school district somewhere.
That's right.
So get off my back.
We're going to live in Black Creek? Come on. You want to live in a real community.
So here's the deal. They have a fan bus going to Stanley Boyd High School, the field there, and we're like, you're taking the bus. I'm not sure it's – we'd be very nervous with all the deer on the move.
Sound decision.
On a cold night, potentially a snowy night. I think you got to take the fan bus and just kick
decision.
back, relax, let the bus driver handle
That's right.
everything, and go.
Now, Rosie, Brett, and I all have children. Trent does not.
Nope.
But we all agree
None
with
that
we
knows of.
agree with not none that Trent knows of. But we all agree with Brett. Am I right, Rosie?
That's
and
right.
Trent, foresee your future. Would you allow that as well?
Tootin'.
I would not.
No
allow
way.
Not-
I agree
not
with you.
2.5 hours
Now,
away.
now this is where I differ. Now, if it was going down to Milwaukee or something on an interstate, I would feel a little easier. It would be more up in the air, I guess. But that is a sound no from me. It's the same as you, Brett. When you're going out west in deer country, you kidding me?
They're still on Interstate Road. Highway 29
Yep.
is like a freeway going.
Oh,
out
but it's
that
up
way.
north
But
though. It's like
just-
being on the moon,
it's just
dude.
you're- I think you're asking for trouble with high school kids just driving them in a car. But they're good kids, and I trust them too. But I just think if the school's providing transportation,
Yes.
just kick back. You don't have
Yeah.
to relax. You can relax and,
Yep.
and just listen to some music, and next thing you know,
Bring a
you're
couple
there.
pizzas on there,
Yeah.
some soda. I mean, you make it a party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you can just, build a memory like your son and his friends will talk years from now. Do you remember that time that your dad drove us to that football game over in Stanley Boyd in his robe and pajamas? Man, that was weird.
Well, I won't be doing that.
Yeah, because we'll be doing Kimberly
I'll
Fond du
be
Lac.
working.
Yeah, more on that in a sec. More on that a little
I'm
bit later.
just saying if it ever came up.
Division 4, Little Chute versus St. Croix Central. Brett, your pick.
Now listen, can I just go over how
Real
good
quick.
that
All right,
middle
go
border
ahead.
coverage is?
Go
In
ahead.
2011, Somerset was in the D4 final. They lost. 2012, Somerset won the D4 final. Nobody made it in D4 from middle border in 2013. 2014, Somerset won it. 2015, Osceola won it. 2016, St. Croix Central won it. 2017, St. Croix Central lost to Lodi. There is a reason why that is a conference, Ricardo, that you can't just be so whatever about.
Just give me your pick already, man.
I still say Little Chute's going to win it.
All right, thank you, my friend, and I concur with you. We've talked about this conference. I have immense respect for that conference. This is Little Chute's year. If they're not going to win it this year, Brett, no offense to the Mustangs out there, I love you guys. If you can't win it with this team, it's going to be tough. I mean, because I think this is a team that can win. I think they have, more so in years past, I think they have balance with the Van Derzen kid who's going to be on the show
And
later
Bryce
tonight.
Schumacher
They
is
have
a
a
running
great
back.
defense. They've played a very good schedule. This is the year, I think. And the year that they lost to St. Croix Central, they were in that game till the end. It took St. Croix Central pulling off some weird pass, if I remember correctly. It's something they don't do a whole lot to beat Little Chute. This is the year Little Chute does it, Brett.
Well, here's the thing, though, too. Keep in mind, Somerset, an option type of, I think they are an option run offense.
You mean St. Croix?
Or St. Croix Central, I'm sorry. They have two guys with over 1,000 yards rushing. They have another guy that's right at 1,000 yards. They have three guys with 1,000 yards rushing. I think overall as a team, they might be close to 4,000 yards as a running attack.
Interesting.
Here's the thing: if Little Chute's if they can't get off the field, they're in big trouble, obviously, because all St. Croix Central is going to do is pound it and control the clock, and they're just going to wear that defense out. They've got to get off the field and get those speedy threats on the field.
I think Little
offensively.
Chute somehow pops ahead 14-0. St. Croix Central has to play catch-up, which they will, but they're going to be chasing a touchdown the entire game.
I think that's a good analysis.
That's
because
what's going to
Little
happen.
Chute has speed,
Yes.
and that's always been the forte for the Northeastern, especially a team like Little Chute. They always have speed at the skill positions. So, but these two teams know each other. They've played each other a couple times. Well, what was it back in? Oh, you were at that game, right?
Yes, I was at that game.
That was a state
Yeah.
semifinal game in Stanley.
Beautiful facility, by the way. Stanley, you folks out there, I got to give you credit. That is one of the most beautiful facilities I've ever seen. For what is Stanley Board? Division 5? They're a
That
small
might be,
school.
the
You
Orioles.
don't see that kind of. This is a Taj Mahal, man, of venues. I remember walking around. This is a Division 5 program. It's like, holy mackerel. You're driving on the highway, and it comes out of nowhere. It's like this beautiful facility. Just wow.
I think it's too bad, though, for Little Chute. They have to obviously travel much farther than St. Croix Central. I
Right.
think it's only like an hour for St. Croix Central.
Well, first off, before we get to Trent and Rosie's pick, I want to give a shout out to Mike Sherry. He'll be traveling to Stanley to cover this game.
Be
so
safe,
please,
Mike.
So yeah, please follow him on Twitter, and he'll get you those updates this Friday night. So with that said, Rosie, your pick.
In the immortal words of John Madden, speed kills. Little
Okay.
Chute.
All right, and Trent.
So I covered, the Middle Border Conference a little bit when I was in Eau Claire.
Okay, here we go.
It's very tough.
Yeah.
Very good teams in there. So I'm going with St. Croix Central.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
there we
I'm
go.
the odd man out here.
Okay.
No, I don't think you are. I think that's another coin flip game. I think
Yep.
it's going to be a very close game. But that defense of Little Shoot has to get off the field.
Okay.
They
Fair
have
enough.
to. Otherwise, it's going to be St. Croix Central all night long.
Let's move to Division 5. Again, we have a lot of Gannett teams here, by the way. USA Today Network G10 teams competing.
Well, we didn't do the other side of the D4.
Oh, you're right. Thank you, Brett. Lakeside Lutheran versus Racine St. Catherine's.
Racine St. Cat's.
At Waukesha North, I'm going with go ahead, Brett. You can do your pick real quick.
Racine St. Cat's.
I am too. I am going with Racine St. Catherine's. And Rosie?
Racine.
Okay. And for Trent?
We got a sweep.
Okay.
Racine.
All right, so here we go. We all pick Racine St. Catherine's over Lakeside Lutheran. Division 5, Spencer Columbus Catholic, a G10 team, versus Stratford at Medford. Interesting. Spencer Columbus Catholic whipped up on Stratford in week 1 of this season,
I'm
but
going with
that's a
them.
different team, though. So, Brett, who you going
No,
with?
I'm still going Spencer Columbus Catholic.
Okay.
Because ever since they combined those two schools,
Okay.
they've really been a football power.
No, I'm going with Stratford here.
Why? Why?
I just think that team has shown to do a lot of things in the postseason. Now, obviously, this wasn't a close game in the first week, but I think it's going to be a close game, or it's going to be a close game this week, and I think Stratford pulls it out. Much like, how Kimberly got blown out Nina got blown out by Kimberly.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. I think once you have a couple weeks in there, you get better. Stratford's going to pull it out. What about you, Rosie?
I think Stratford, just
Okay.
on the tradition of that program.
And you're from that area.
I'm from
Rosie.
there,
All right.
yeah.
How about Trent?
I'll go Spencer Columbus.
Okay, there we go. So we have an even split there, BC.
Stratford, the record holder for most consecutive state titles, won at 6. Kimberly trying to match that
That's
record
true.
this
Good.
year.
Nice little nugget of information. Now, the other side of the D5 bracket, we have Lake Country Lutheran versus one St. Mary Springs,
Yeah.
Fond du Lac Springs. Brett, your pick?
The Ledgers, St. Mary
Okay,
Springs.
all right. And I am going with the legend, Bob Highland, as I normally do. Rosie?
I'm going with the upset. No, I'm not.
Like,
I'm
what are
a
you talking
Springs
about?
all the way.
All
Are you
right,
kidding
and
me?
Trent?
I'll go with Springs as well.
Okay, so a clean sweep. We think Highland's going to make it to the championship game yet again. Division 6, yet another G10 team, Brett. Iowa Scandinavia, and they were loving it when Springs got kicked up to D5.
Mm-hmm.
By what? Springs was basically the last team in D5, right on the edge there. Iowa Scandinavia versus Grantsburg at Chippewa Falls. Brett, your pick?
Oh, easily the Thunderbirds.
Okay. And I also picked the Thunderbirds. Rosie?
Iowa Scandinavia.
Okay. And, again, Trent.
I have a friend who coaches for Unity High School, and they just lost to Grantsburg a couple weeks ago in the playoffs.
Okay.
Grantsburg is very tough. I watched the game. Grantsburg will win this one.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
I like
Iowa's
that.
been
I
ranked
like
number
that.
one all season
You know,
long, but-
Trent did that with conviction. He has a little bit of an in with that team. So interesting. Good pick. Then the other Division 6 semifinal, Lancaster versus Racine Lutheran at Elkhorn.
I'll go Lancaster.
Okay, Brett will go with Lancaster. I will also go with Lancaster. Rosie?
I will also go with Lancaster.
Okay, and then Trent.
Lancaster.
Okay, so a clean sweep for Lancaster.
program.
The Arrows of Lancaster. Division 7, here again, 2 more G10 teams. The surprising Reedsville team
Yes.
versus Edgar at Wapaka. Brett, it's a great story over there with Reedsville.
They haven't seen
Go
it.
ahead and give me your pick because I have mine without a doubt.
Well, it's Edgar.
Okay, there we go.
A great season by the Panthers, though.
Great
They-
season, but they're going to get whipped by Edgar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Edgar.
Yeah, Rosie knows how good that program is up there. And Trent?
Edgar.
Edgar. Again, nice program. Reedsville really did a good job. Knocked out my Hilbert Wolves over there, but I think they're going to find it tough to do against Edgar. Now, and our final matchup, that Division 7 Bangor
Bangor.
Bangor. Yeah.
versus Blackhawk at Middleton. Brett?
Bangor.
Okay.
Defending champs, I believe.
I agree with you on that one. So that's
Bangor.
2-3. Okay. Oh, do we have a sweep, my
Yep.
friend Trent?
Yep, I'll go with Bangor.
All right, great. So we're gonna go over these next week, Brett, when we see what
By
comes
the way,
out.
I'm getting not hate on Facebook, but Thomas Salm says don't listen to what I'm saying, and that Kimberly will win. But I have so much respect for the paper makers. You guys know that, and Steve Jones. But Steve Jones, feel free to put my face all over your bulletin board if you must.
Okay, all right. No, you get a kick out of that, I'm sure.
Maybe they'll have some of your heads in the football game. You know how they
Who-
do that
who
at
picks-
basketball
who
games?
picks with us every?
It's going to be. I hope it goes down to the bitter end.
Well, as a live stream, we want that.
Yeah, you want ratings, right? And
Oh, yeah.
we're looking for. By the way, live coverage kicks off 6:45
Thank you, Brett.
p.m. All of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites and Facebook pages. So check
Biggest
it out.
game of the year.
Well, biggest game in
Finally.
recent state history. This is number 1 versus number 2. The game was a classic in week 1. I think it's going to be a classic here in week 13 are we in now already? So
But again, Brett picks Fond du Lac.
only because they beat Kimberly earlier, but it's going to be close. It's going to be it's hard.
It is.
All right. Well, let me quick do these other topics because we got that fantasy draft thing to do here. But first off, congratulations to Kimberly Littleshoot. They're at the 46th Annual Girls Volleyball Tournament this past weekend at the Resch. Again, I love the Resch. It's a great facility, great event there that they hold, the WIAA. I talked to Steph Hauser there for a little bit, too. I'll mention that next week because I'm doing a story concerning the boys volleyball. Last night. Yeah, and Kimberly, you're right, playing for Marquette, doing a good job.
UMBC.
Kimberly, here's what's interesting. Kimberly fell in the quarterfinal round to Burlington, the eventual state champ, the two-time state champs. They gave them their best game there, Brett. So interesting that the 4-seed Burlington Demons ended up winning the whole thing, and Kimberly clearly gave them their best game, went to a 5th set. It was extremely close, so congratulations to the Papermakers for doing the job there. And Littleshoot, unfortunately, fell against a pretty motivated and tough Kettle Moraine Lutheran team, Brett. That was a little bit of a shock. They were, in my opinion, they're the best team going in there. But then a Kettle Moraine Lutheran actually ended up losing to East Troy.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick. This is this guy, the homer guy. Well, I was watching that the East Troy Mosinee game. No way that any of those teams are going to beat Kettle Moraine Lutheran. And then I looked, it was like a straight set victory.
I watched it. I could see it from across there.
That's why you can't listen to this guy.
I looked at that game as I was watching Mosinee and East Troy go at it. I'm like, I'm looking at Kettle Moraine. I'm like, those two teams just they don't pass the eyeball test. But what do I know? Maybe the tough game that Kettle Moraine Lutheran played against Littleshoot, those are intense games. The other one was a sweep, East Troy over Mosinee, all right? Yep. So it was an easy-peasy kind of match for them. And then, Kettle Moraine Lutheran really expended a lot of energy knocking off Littleshoot. Those were 3 close sets there at the end that they needed to knock off the Mustangs, Brett. So I'm telling you, when I look at I remember the guy sitting next to me, this Jadal guy from over from West Bend. We were looking at the other one like, man, those two teams just don't look near as good as these
East
two.
East Troy wins in straight sets over Kettle Moraine Lutheran.
So. All right, so maybe the eyeball, you can't judge a book by its cover.
This is the same guy that picks Gannett teams win every division in every sport.
Speaking of which, the Kimberly boys volleyball team is heading down to Wisconsin Lutheran College for the finale, Brett, at Wisconsin Lutheran College. The final time it'll be held there, the boys volleyball tournament. Kimberly is the number 2 seed. And look, I talked to some Kimberly insiders, and they basically said yes. The Milwaukee teams down there basically voted for Germantown over Kimberly, even though Kimberly had defeated Germantown earlier this year. They had a better record than Germantown. It's ridiculous. This is where sometimes you can't have coaches picking the seeds, especially when there's so much of a concentration in one area at the seeding meeting, Brett. It's ridiculous. But anyway, they're the number 2 seed, and they're taking on Brookfield East, so best of luck to the Papermakers. I won't be there on Friday, but I will be there to cover the semifinal on Saturday. They should beat Brookfield East, by the way. And then hopefully the championship game later on that day. So best of luck to the Papermakers as they make their first ever trip to the state tournament in boys volleyball.
It's been the fall of the Papermakers and the Mustangs, it seems like. So we've been talking a lot about those teams from those 2 schools. So congratulations. But I think the WI Miners just write Kimberly in every state tournament now. Kimberly's here.
They're having a heck of a year. Now, before we move on to the fantasy draft, Trent, we're going to preview real quick. Roundtable this tonight with Kimberly, Zach Olson, and Littleshoot's Isaac Van Derzen.
Littleshoot again.
Yeah, nice to have them on. We had the volleyball teams on last week, and now we're having the football teams. It's incredible the amount of success both teams have had. So that's starting at 7 o'clock tonight, so please check us out again on postcrescent.com/varsity roundtable. Brett?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Isaac Van Derzen, the Offensive Player of the Year in the Northeastern Conference, and had really nice featured running back for Brian Richkowski, and Zach Olson. He's a heck of a DB on the back end of that Kimberly defense. It seems like he's been there for a long time. We've always been calling his names in those live streams.
Yes.
But looking forward to it. And again, Kimberly Littleshoot, here we go. Boy, it's been it's the Go Big Red and the Go Big Blue, right?
Yeah.
It's
and also
a season for those
and
guys.
if you're watching it here, if you're watching our show right now, you'll be able to watch the Varsity Roundtable, same place, the Post Crescent on Facebook. So please check us out. Okay, so now Trent, do you have paper to keep track of all the picks? Thank you, my friend. So go ahead. And I forgot to do this last week, Rosie. I'm so sorry, but this week I will start putting down our picks just to let everyone know. And this is a good week to do it with the fast food restaurants. So make it legible, is what I'm saying, Trent. All right, so here we go. Trent, please give us the topic and then our draft order, because I know I go first, but then you have to pick second and third. Go ahead.
Okay, so our topic is favorite fast food restaurants. And we did say that you can go out of the box and Culver's, things like that aren't maybe as fast. And then I think we'll just keep going in this order. So then Brett will have the second pick, and Rosie will have third.
Now
pick.
Rosie has won the last 2.
No, I won last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I won the first 2.
Okay, that's what it was. So 2 for Rosie, 1 for Brett. Okay, here we go. So I have the first pick.
Yep.
Culver's.
Ooh, good choice.
Let me tell you. Can I do a quick story here quick? I know we're kind of short for time.
That's the overall number 1.
My family from San Diego. They've never been to Culver's. Now there's some Culver's down south a little bit, right? Some of them are in Florida now.
There's some in Arizona too.
Oh, wow.
Maybe no, okay, well they're
Lake
from
Havasu City
San
has
Diego. They love Culver's. They came here. They couldn't get enough of it. They'd never been to it. It blew them. They blew their socks off. They said, and this might be blasphemy here. They said it was better than In-N-Out Burger out there.
Wow.
And they love In-N-Out Burger. So yeah, so shout out to my family because I know they love and they find Piggly Wiggly to be the funniest name they've ever seen for a grocery store.
Well, you just call it the pig.
The pig, yeah.
The pig.
So anyway, that's my pick. All right, and now Brett.
Culver's is really, 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 really good.
It is.
Outstanding.
You know,
Yeah.
can I give you guys a little secret? When
Yeah.
you get a little bit older, you know what you do? You order the kids meal.
Oh yeah, sure. I do the snack packs though. They're only
I
$5.
get the kids meal because I get the free scoop.
Oh, there we go, this guy.
For the flavor.
Oh,
So
yeah.
my wife and I will always go online and say, "What's the flavor of the day?" That's pretty good. Let's go get a couple kids meals. That's plenty for us. I don't need to eat that much anymore, and perfect.
Okay.
There you go.
Congrats. Yeah,
And
very cool.
when we went to Lake Havasu City this past spring, there's a Culver's right
Yeah.
Does
there.
it taste the same?
I didn't go to it, but it's
okay.
right. You know, Lake Havasu City is right on the Arizona-California border, and they're catering to the snowbirds. Obviously,
Yeah.
Florida and Arizona, a lot of Wisconsinites down there, and
yeah.
it's a really smart business move on their part. Number two, well, you guys brought it up, but I am going to say Jimmy John's.
Okay.
It is
Ooh.
very, very popular. The turkey tom, number 4, cucumbers, little kickin' ranch, some Jimmy chips. I'm all set.
Okay, good pick. Rosie.
I have to go with one that's sadly closed, but I used to be there all the time, and that was Hot and Now.
Hot Now. Is that the one where they had like the 20-cent burgers?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember as high schoolers, we would
Yeah.
go there. We'd have like $1. I'd eat like a king.
Yeah.
Okay, Hot Now. Interesting.
Stevens Point used to have one of those.
There's actually one remaining.
Where?
In, like
Really?
Indiana or something
Okay,
like that. Yeah.
maybe the flagship one.
Because I think there used to be one in Appleton. And
There was
now
one in
it's,
Oshkosh.
Napa is now where it used to
Wisconsin Avenue.
be. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. There was one in
eating cardboard.
Oshkosh. We'd go after football games. We'd have 80 cents in our pocket. You know, after the game, we'd go and get a couple burgers at Hot Now and still have a couple cents left
Yeah.
over. It was great.
See?
Okay, good pick. All right, so is it now? Rosie,
Son
get
Rosie,
another one.
Get another one.
Oh, you had another one?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go with Hardee's.
Okay.
Hardee's.
Interesting.
You know, my favorite thing to get at Hardee's was the hot ham and cheese
Not
bad.
wrapped in the foil.
By the way,
Yeah.
it's known as Carl's Jr.
Oh, now it's
are there
People
Carl's.
who aren't familiar with Hardee's,
Yeah.
they're-
Down
I re-
south
again,
it is.
no, and West, because again, my
Oh,
cousins
okay.
came here and they look, what the heck's Hardee's? Why do they have the Carl's Jr. star? I'm like, yeah, it's Hardee's over
I don't
here.
think those are around too
Interesting
much
pick.
anymore, are they?
No, there's one over.
There's one in Oshkosh. There's
There's
a
one
couple in
here.
Appleton.
There's one on
Yeah.
Ballard Road.
One in
Yeah,
connected
right,
to the
right.
Grand
Yep.
Central
Yeah,
Station.
there's
Yeah.
one in
I think
Nina.
that's it.
So.
Okay, all right. So now it's
I'm
Brett.
going with a local favorite. I'm going with Tom's Drive-In.
Okay, good one.
Ooh,
I
that's-
can't, I
Because you
can't
can
argue
you
with
can
that
get the
one.
Arctic
Brett.
Blast, and you can go and get the box, the family pack.
Yeah.
You get what? How many cheeseburgers? Like 6 cheeseburgers and a
Something
box
like
of
that.
fries for like $10.
Yeah, it's great.
Are you kidding me?
I love
when
it.
you got a 17-year-old,
Yeah.
he can eat the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Good stuff. Now look,
Wish I could.
I'm going to do something here, but this is more for the mass of people who love this place. I do not like this place. In fact, to me, it's an abomination, but I know it's a very popular place and people love it. I'm going with Taco Bell.
Okay, that immediately eliminates him.
Yeah,
No,
what
it
was
doesn't.
your
It's favorite.
No, it's,
That's what Trent said. No, he's the rule maker.
I said. You said favorites, right?
your
Did-
favorites.
Your favorite. Your favorite.
Oh, I thought you just said favorite.
No.
I'll let you change
He's
if
out.
you want.
Throw the flag.
Well, no, I was under the impression like
Challenge.
it's a favorite like restaurants like totality, like wasn't just my personal favorite. Okay, I don't like it, but you admit you guys all love Taco Bell.
I don't really.
Oh,
eat Taco
listen
Bell.
to you, you love it.
If I'm gonna want tacos, I'm gonna go to like a local
gonna go to Taco
Mexican
John's.
restaurant.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna pick then one that I do go to is McDonald's because their McGriddles are amazing.
Okay. So
Yeah,
we'll
it's
McDonald's.
actually kind of strange that we haven't said Mickey D's. And Dad, I know you're looking down at me. I'm sorry. 'Cause
Their
we-
breakfast is awesome.
He
I
used
love
to-
the
he-
I love
Yeah.
the McGriddles. That
Or the Egg McMuffin.
that
Egg McMuffin.
whoever
That's,
made up the McGriddles, you deserve all the money you got, my
I
friend.
tell you, quarter pounder with cheese, man.
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
are pretty
yeah.
good too. But my dad, for many, many years, owned a McDonald's.
Okay.
And, unfortunately, didn't get to enjoy retirement as long as he deserved. But, that
Okay.
guy worked like 60, 70 hours a week. Something you have no idea
No.
about, Ricardo.
Not at a fast food restaurant.
Ricardo,
no.
you have the next pick.
I do have the next pick. Now listen. Actually, no. I'll save this for my fourth pick. I'm gonna go with Subway. Okay, standard favorite. I enjoy their food. Brett.
I'm going to go with a classic burger place. I'm going with Five Guys.
Okay,
Ooh.
Oh,
Yes,
Five Guys
Trent,
is
you
good.
know it's mine. It's all
good.
mine.
Five Guys is all right.
It's really good.
I don't mind it.
Stop it.
So who's next? Is it Rosie picking two?
Yeah, it's Rosie.
I'm going to go with Taco John's.
Taco John's.
Okay,
John's.
Love Taco John's.
and then you have another one, my friend.
Let's see. Man, what else is out there? McDonald's is gone.
Come on, you know there's other ones out there.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out which ones.
Ricardo's getting impatient and hungry.
Yeah.
so
I am
yeah.
getting hungry.
I'll tell you guys right now. There's 2 right now that are like huge on my list that are still have not been chosen.
Okay.
Well, now Milwaukee Burger, that's not fast enough, is it? That's
No,
too
no,
slow?
no.
Sit down.
I'm gonna go with Arby's.
Arby's.
Okay.
We have the meats.
Their gyros are.
All right, so that's your 2, right? So Arby's, and now back to Brett.
I'm ending it with another classic, probably a Midwestern type place, a place that's near and dear to my family because my grandpa owned this, and it's a Dairy Queen Grill and
Yeah,
Chill.
DQ's good.
Yeah, it is
DQ's
good.
all right.
You notice mine has a lot of ice cream attached.
Now
to it.
look, my final pick. I'm not trying to get in good with anybody. So Trent, I know I want to pick Chick-fil-A, but I'm not, because if you've ever been down south, there's another place called Zaxby's that blows away Chick-fil-A in terms of like a all chicken place. They have wings made to order, like the thick French toast that, or not the thick Texas toast that they serve with you. Me and my son, we eat like kings for like $8. It blows away Chick-fil-A. I don't know why Chick-fil-A is in my opinion, it's overrated. Going with this place called Zaxby's, and I know that's not going to get me the win, but I have to go with my favorite. I got to go with my favorite, and Zaxby's is awesome. Go ahead and put Zaxby's out on Twitter. You'll see a lot of people from the South know exactly what I'm talking about, that it's better than Chick-fil-A. So Zaxby's mine.
Ricardo, I do have to say I have been to Zaxby's once when I was out in South Carolina. And
okay.
And I agree. I thought it was pretty close to Chick-fil-A, and I thought it was great. I would have to go a few more times to get the full.
The Zaxby's sauce is amazing.
Yeah.
But okay, go ahead. And was that the last pick?
Yep, that was the
okay.
last
All
pick.
right.
By
So
the way,
read off the list, my friend.
Thomas Psalm says Carl's Jr. is different than Hardee's.
How so? Because when I went to Carl's Jr., it was the same thing.
Sometimes Hardee's or Carl's Jr.'s have like a taco place in them as well.
Oh, maybe.
Because when I've
Okay.
been going south or like traveling down south, they have those connected.
I will say this, that when we've traveled down to Florida on occasion, we always stop at a Carl's Jr. in Kentucky or something. Their biscuits taste different. They're better, in my opinion. They're not, you know how here their biscuits are like so thick. It's like, oh my goodness. They're thinner and they taste better, in my opinion. Me and my cousin were having a recollection about this, about how they're better.
Guys, just drink water, eat salad, and you live a life. Yeah. Long, healthy, happy
Who wants to
life.
do
Eat
that?
trail mix.
All right,
So,
Trent, go ahead, read off the list, my friend.
I'll start with Ricardo's picks. He took Culver's first.
Yep.
And then McDonald's after the Taco Bell wipe away.
Yep.
And then Subway.
Okay.
And then Zaxby's.
I would
that's a
give
good
that
list.
the Family Feud X.
Okay,
Wow,
whatever.
that's a
All
good
right. Well,
list.
you're not
That's a
picking.
good list.
Trent's picking.
I will say this list is good. Culver's right away. That's well deserving of the first pick. McDonald's, it's there. It's there. I'm not a big fan of Subway. I'd much rather go to Jimmy John's or
Fair enough.
Urban and
Yeah.
Gerber's.
I was going to pick Urban and Gerber's.
Yep.
Is that one? Darn it. Okay.
I'm a
that's
been a
fan.
good one.
I'm a fan.
Okay.
And then Zaxby's is a good pick too. Just not very long.
For uniqueness,
nobody
at
knows.
least.
Yes,
Nobody knows what
yes.
that is.
So
You're
Trent
eliminated.
does. That's all that matters.
You're out.
Solid job, Ricardo.
Okay, go ahead, Brett.
Brett, Jimmy John's great pick, but I don't know if I would have taken it first.
Oh, yeah.
In the
Thank
first
you.
round.
A lot
Good
of high
pick.
school kids love it.
If I were you, I would have flip flop the Toms and Jimmy John's.
Oh, but-
Tom's is good.
Tom's is a classic in Appleton.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I still have them both on my list. Though.
No, he doesn't agree with the way you picked
Plus,
them.
I thought somebody else was going to take Jimmy John's right away. It's
And
a dark horse.
no one else said JD's either.
Well,
Oh,
that was on my
yeah.
list too, but I
JD's.
thought,
Very
JD's
similar
is
to
good.
Tom's.
Close.
So let me tell you quick about JD's. I got bone to pick with them. I went there and got chili one time, and they go, "Yeah, you want it with the works or whatever?" They put onions and cheese. I'm like, yeah,
Noodles.
yeah. I want some onions and some cheese on. You know what they gave me? They put onions on, and then they put a slice of cheese on my damn chili.
What?
That really ticked me off. A slice of American cheese. I took it up. I'm like, what is this? What are you giving me? A slice of cheese on my chili?
They wanted you to grade it.
I haven't
yourself.
gone back since. JD's.
That's why you go with
man.
noodles in your chili. You never run into that issue.
Okay.
Anyway,
Wendy Reed saying a Chick-fil-A coming to Appleton in the
Yep.
near
Yes, it
future.
is.
Grand
Yeah.
Five Guys, Brett. Great pick again. I just went there the other day. Love that place. Love that you can watch them make your burgers.
Yep.
Dairy Queen, great choice again. Blizzard, you can get that $5 meal.
Yep.
Great choice.
Boom.
Ding 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 ding. Rosie, I never got to experience Hot Now because I wasn't old enough at.
Rosie, you always got to take that in consideration.
Yeah, I suppose.
But from what I've heard from people before me, Hot Now was a great deal.
It was a cool place,
Great
dude.
place, yeah.
Lousy food.
Hardee's, not a big fan of their food. I'm gonna be honest.
Hardee's.
They do
Love
have
Hardee's.
great shakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Food's not great.
Very good. I agree.
Taco John's is great. Potato Lay's.
It's okay.
Great
It's
food.
okay.
Yeah.
I frequented that in my college town.
To die for.
And then Arby's, the curly fries. roast beef, ham sandwiches.
That's good stuff.
None
Can I
of the
ask you
choice.
something?
Yeah.
I was actually considering Chipotle.
Yep.
So that would have been one of your favorites?
Yeah,
Darn it.
I think
Okay.
I think I mentioned that to Brett, but you weren't in here at the time. But yeah, you could have done that or Qdoba.
we held that information to our.
Okay, that's fine.
That's right.
Okay.
That's fine. I probably would. That and Zaxby's is probably right around there, but that's okay.
Wendy Reed says, Ricardo, stop on over to Hank and Karen's next door.
I might have
Yeah,
to.
Hank and Karen's.
Will they
is a good
take care of me?
place.
Are they going to put a slice of cheese on my chili?
They might. They might. No, they might grate the cheese. I don't know.
They'll grate it.
Hank and
Sprinkle it
Karen's, I know
finely.
it's-
I was
all
sitting there with my son, and he was like, "What's that?" I'm like, "That's a slice of cheese on my chili." All right, go. I'm sorry,
Okay,
Trent.
That
Go
is
ahead.
wrong.
Okay.
That is wrong.
Okay,
There's no doubt.
so yeah, want me to name them off again so everyone knows, or should
Yes,
we just-
go ahead.
okay. So we got Ricardo, Culver's, McDonald's, Subway, Zaxby's, Brett, Jimmy John's, Tom's, Five Guys, and Dairy Queen. Rosie had Hot and Now, Hardee's, Taco John's, and Arby's. God, this is so tough.
No, it isn't.
So I'm gonna go from 3 to 1.
Okay, go ahead.
Rosie, I'm gonna have to eliminate you.
Oh, I kind of
first.
figured. I figured.
Yeah,
on
there
now.
wasn't a lot there for me. Wasn't a fan. Sorry.
I'm
Rosie.
obscure, man.
So then from there, oh man, Ricardo and Brett, you made this tough on me.
Come on,
but-
Culver's should win. That is clear
No, you
king.
need-
Ricardo,
you need
Ricardo,
four
your
strong.
Subway choice puts you in second.
Yes!
Brett
Okay.
wins.
Now, if I had picked Chipotle over Zaxby's, would that have maybe swayed you?
I'm more of a Qdoba fan than Chipotle.
Okay,
so,
fair enough. And by the way, what I want to say, first off, congratulations, Brett, your second win.
In a
I am very.
row.
What I want to say is I am very proud of all of you because none of you picked Burger King. That place is horrid. It's
They went
terrible.
down.
It's horrible,
They
and
have
I'm.
gone.
They went down. They
Yeah.
it used to be better when I was
Yeah,
younger.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I thank you so much because that place is wretched.
Are we
No one
ruining
took pizza
sponsorships?
places.
No,
Little
we
Caesars,
didn't.
Little Caesars, $5
Maybe.
hot and ready.
Yeah.
Domino's. I mean,
Domino's. No one picked Domino's, or maybe
No?
like Papa Murphy's. I like Papa Murphy's. You take it and you bake it.
That's pretty
Pretty
I never
cool.
thought of that.
Okay.
So pizza places could have.
We could maybe just do a whole thing on pizza
Oh,
places
man.
though.
No one
in the
said
future.
Wendy's either. Wendy's
I'm a
is
big
one of
fan
my
of
Wendy's.
favorites.
I haven't
I'm a big
been
fan
to
of
Get the
Wendy's
chili
in
at
years.
Wendy's,
Yeah, I
Ricardo.
mean-
Okay, they're not going to put a slab of cheese on
Nope.
it, are they? All right.
What's that one place next
I'm
to?
like,
Marco's Pizza. That's good.
Yeah,
stuff.
Marco's Pizza's all right.
That's really good.
I'm
Good
like,
stuff. Congratulations, Brett. So now Brett and
I'm like
Rosie both
Kimberly.
have 2 each.
I'm
That's
like
right.
Kimberly. I have a winning streak
That's
going.
right.
Yeah,
baby.
okay.
And my winning streak had to get cut short because I had to do the draft that
Yes,
time.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations to Brett again for winning our fantasy draft. And please, Trent, give me that list so I can put it on
Yep.
and everyone can see what we picked. So again, you know what? We're going to have another show next week, Brett, and then the next week we're taking a week off. Is that
Yeah,
how it
we'll
goes?
take off. I think the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, just
Okay.
because that's kind of a family time.
Yes.
and where I think we're going to be off pretty much that day. Wendy wants to know would Noodles and Company have been a legit
Yeah.
choice?
Yeah.
Oh, Noodles Company.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot
quick.
about them.
I've
That place
never,
is
I've
always
never
busy.
been there.
But I'll
I
tell
haven't
you,
either.
Fazoli's too.
Fazoli's is all right.
Fazoli's with their breadsticks.
Yeah.
with the $5 thing
Yeah,
they got going
Fazoli's is
on.
pretty good.
Good stuff. Great stuff. Great topic, Trent.
time to eat.
Good. Yeah, exactly. So, again, check us out next week for another edition of the R&B Show as we, preview state football, Brett, right?
Yeah, we'll be in Madison, but don't forget, again,
This week, this Friday.
6:45, tune in. We are live streaming the game of the century, right? Kimberly against Fond du Lac.
Yeah.
Winner goes to Madison, number 1 versus number 2. It's going to be a heck of a showdown, and it's going to be cold. So just stay home and watch us online at postcrescent.com and all of our USA Today Network Wisconsin Facebook pages and websites.
Okay, all right. Brett, send us away. Where's that music, Rosie?
Right here.
Okay.
Maybe number 12.
Have a great week, everyone.
Number 12 can watch me actually throw an accurate pass here. Here we
Not
go.
behind, not in
Wow.
front.
Nope.
Boom.
Didn't even come
Little-
close.
it was
Low.
almost there. Little
Skipped
low.
it.